on this overcast gray day. Sometimes the sun peeks out a little bit. But by the way, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. What's good? Like, share, and subscribe. Because I'm telling you, this is going to be a serious podcast. I think I need about how many? Well, I'm halfway there. 646. I'm trying to get 600 more subscribers. So we can, hold on, y'all. Let me change hands here. All right. Look, I'm going to make this really quick. I did I did a video already on O.J. Simpson passing away. I think on the very first day it was announced. And then, of course, as you start hearing the feedback and everything, and well, it is what it is for the most part. But if you were there in 1994, 95, when the verdict was read, you understand what went on and what's still going on. And but you know, it's. Let me get straight to it. No, and people can have their opinions about O.J. Simpson, because we all do. We have all had them, and I'm not one of those persons who believes in just because a person died, you have to all of a sudden start kissing their ass or making them this angelic person. I'm not one of those people. I know people believe that weird thing about, when someone dies, all of a sudden you don't speak ill of the dead, but could have been a case where that person who died spoke ill while he or she was alive. So why change the energy then? And by the way, they can't hear you speaking ill of them anyway. So who came up with that dumbass, what is it? Wives' tale. Just stupid. But anyway, having said all that, I just want to address two people really quickly. They said some really weird stuff, and they were in no position to say anything about anybody. I'll start with I'll start off with the coward. The coward who couldn't make it as a man. So at 65 years old, a little punk put on a dress and wig and went totally insane. He wore booty shorts all through the 70s. I guess under the guise of being a decathlete. And you could see that he had no jawline and chin back then. Come on, somebody. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that damn Bruce Jenner. Then he turned into that damn Caitlyn. And he is still a he. And then as soon as he was made into Caitlyn, he was named Woman of the Year by Sports Illustrated and the ESPY Awards. I mean, it was ridiculous. While Serena Williams and Venus Williams and all these female athletes were sitting in the audience, done great things that year just because this punk cowered out from being a man. Just like these little punks, they can't compete as a man, so they decide to go into mental illness, and then this liberal society, left-leaning country that we live in, well, if you can identify it, then that's it shall be. Sports. Out running them, out swimming them, out MMAing them. I mean, breaking their skulls. But that's girl. Now, where they do that at? I'm so happy. I got to experience the 70s, 80s, 90s. This foolishness in the 2000s, y'all can keep it. So, Bruce was allowed to put on a dress and live a whole nother lifestyle because, hell, his wife was more man than him. He never. But really, in that relationship with what's the Kris Kardashian is. But I'm saying all that about Bruce. Bruce with the booty shorts from the 70s. Because as soon as the word came out that O.J. Simpson had passed away, he tweeted good riddance. Really. And of course, all the pictures showed up with him and Bruce, him and OJ were sitting together at a party or brunch or something, chilling. But two things. If you want to know how people really feel about you, you have to wait till someone dies and make them mad. That's when they let you know how they really feel about you. But while you're alive and all that, while you're around, they're too cowardly to tell you, speak their minds. That's what I don't like. And so, this little coward, this gender coward, Bruce Caitlyn Jenner. He's going to tweet that. And thank you, those in the Twitterverse and the brute, the beating was swift that he received and he needed. That tweet that came immediately after he made that post was, he said, "Good riddance." And hey, what's up, my brother from Ireland? What's good? Hey, what's up? Thank you for being a part of my podcast. Who is this? His name is James E. Red O'Connor. What's good? And so, but anyway, the person that tweeted immediately after he said that foolishness, he said, "You're next in line, Mrs. Doubtfire. Classic, epic, emotional damage. Killed it. I loved it. And you needed that. How dare you?" And so, and it's the same Bruce Jenner. And wasn't it around the same time where he allegedly got in this car accident and killed some people? And then all of a sudden now you're not Bruce Jenner anymore. You switch over to Kayla and try to hide your identity, but you can't hide your crime because you put on a bra and stuffed your bra and put on some stockings and some stilettos. That still didn't hide your crime, Bruce. Son of a bitch. How dare you? And again, O.J. Simpson does not need our defending, but we're not going to act like there's something that was significant about him. We're not going to let you come out of the woodworks and just say that about him when you had all the time in the world to talk crazy about O.J. when he was here. But there's something about him that you didn't want that smoke when he was here, so you're going to try to piss on him when he's dead. You little coward. But anyway, y'all get the drift about Bruce Jenner, little sorry ass. Anyway, let you know what kind of father he is. Look at his daughters that he didn't raise. Yeah, I said it. But anyway, now let me move on to this other little bitch ass dude. His name is MarcLamontHill, and I used the word coward when I described Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn. And so MarcLamontHill, and I called him the embarrassment of Morehouse College. Can you believe that kind of son of a bitch came out of Morehouse College? MarcLamontHill is the son of a bitch that doesn't even know. Well, he said when he did an interview with Candace Owens, you can go and find it, that he said that men have the ability to have monthly periods. Can y'all believe that? Now, this is a PhD black man out of Morehouse College, and I'm not holding Morehouse accountable for this son of a bitch. I'm not holding him accountable. I'm not going to hold it against you, Morehouse, because this is what y'all produce, this little sad sack of nothing. And so, MarcLamontHill has always been a little bourgeois, boule, broke-ass, mentally sorry-ass little bitch. Has always got something to say when people pass away, because you're a bitch. You can't say it to nobody's face when they're alive. See, let me give y'all something else. Now, he said, I'm going to tell you what he said about OJ in a second. Let me go back to what really pissed me off about that little bastard. Y'all probably don't know who this sister was. Her name is Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She wrote the book, The ISIS Papers. I suggest that you all get it. Every third black man in America should have a copy of that book. And that woman spent her entire life speaking up on behalf of the existence, the masculinity, the manhood of black men. She was a psychiatrist out of D.C. A medical degree, M.D., Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And rest in power, sister. But stood on business, as they say, on behalf of black people, black men, and helped us to understand what racism and white supremacy is. And she learned from her mentor, Brother Neely Fuller. See, this is what I'm talking about, one of our mother scholars. And this little bitch, MarcLamontHill, had the audacity. And that lady had not heard her announcement of her death. I think it was just a couple of days. He came out and attacked her and said, no, on behalf of the first, this would happen. A black homosexual out the LGBT came out and said she was homophobic. She spoke against the LGBT. And then he came on and he co-signed what the homosexual said. Now, all this time, that lady has been alive, and I got to see her in person, got to hear her speak, and bought her book. Got her to autograph it for me. Very elegant, very classy lady, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Y'all, go check out some of her lectures on YouTube. Now, he's supposed to be a PhD scholar, but he waited till this lady dies at 80 years old before he had some side-eye to say about her. Because he understood, man. And thank you to the brothers and sisters in the conscious community that got on his ass. But not good enough, because he didn't stop there. So anyway, Marc Lamont thought he was being, I guess, really pro-black when he attacked OJ. Said, OJ wasn't about black people. He was this. He was an awful man. He was terrible. Damn. It's like he was old enough to hang out with OJ, Marc Lamont. And this assumption that Boule blacks and Greek blacks like MarcLamontHill, y'all have this assumption that because we don't trash him and drag him through the mud, that you think that we're in love with somebody. We understood the significance of OJ. Nobody made him a martyr. Nobody put him on a pedestal. He was just OJ. Remember, we know what he said. He said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." We remember all of that. But MarcLamontHill, you can shut the fuck up. Because you're one of the blacks that you talking about OJ. One thing about OJ Simpson, he never did anything to black folks. He married his black wife, the first black wife, had his children. That gorgeous ass Arnell Simpson. Yeah, I remember her. Pretty as a mother lover, too. Then he got with Nicole Brown Simpson, had the little mixed kids. And he was always hanging out with white folks in the end. So we know all of that. But MarcLamontHill, shut the fuck up. Who asked you? You don't speak for us. You ain't speak for a large portion of black folks. You're still part of that MSNBC, CNN, group of Negroes, Simone Sanders, Tiffany Cross, Roland Martin, Angela Rye, them kind of blacks. They want to sit around and hope that white zaddy from MSNBC and NBC, CNN will throw you a bone. Y'all the ones that try to attack black people. You're part of the group of Negroes, that group that attack blacks. And don't forget that old punk ass, ugly ass Joy Reid either, with her blonde hair. You're part of that group. We can't stand you Negroes. Y'all try to be the gatekeepers of black mental health, black everything, black psychology, black vote side, black bodies. Who the fuck asked y'all? We got our scholars, and y'all not a part of them. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Dr. Julia Hare, Dr. Joy Leary, Dr. Claude Anderson. You familiar with any one of those? Dr. Amos Wilson, Brother Neely Fuller, Brother Steve Coakley. These are our scholars. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. These are our scholars, not these you bootleg gatekeeping sorry motherfuckers. And you're one of them, MarcLamontHill, little punk. Nobody asked you. And there's another thing, you little punk. I saw your video. Shout out to TD Media. When you attacked those black kids, I attacked them, referred to them as little Negroes because they weren't disrespectful. They weren't ghetto and hood towards former President Donald Trump when he showed up at that Chick-fil-A. We all saw that, MarcLamontHill, you little bastard, you. That's the stuff that pisses me off about you. And those other ones, them other Negroes I named. That other little son of a bitch named Johnson, Jeffrey Johnson. He's I think he works in the Department of Journalism at Morgan State, that little bald-headed, punk-ass, black, liberal, Negro Democrat. Don't worry about black male voters. The Democrats should be worried about the Latinos and Asians. They should be going after those voters. Nobody cares about the black male vote. That bald-head, Stephen from Django. You bootleg, bought-up ass, black gatekeeper class of blacks are disgusting. You, MarcLamontHill, you're awful. You talking about O.J. Simpson was a terrible person. You are alive and still a terrible person. You don't speak for us, Marc Lamont. Hold on 1 second. Let me get past this noise. Hold on. Let me get past this noise. So, I just wanted to say that. To let you know, Mark, Need to close your mouth when you're talking about black folk and stop attacking black kids. You're one of the main ones that attacked those black kids, about a few years ago when Trump was president, and about 150 black kids, well-dressed, well-groomed, very articulate. They visited the White House when Trump was president, and you called them out. You were among the many. You and Roland Martin and all these, you black gatekeeping, boule, black Greek sons of bitches. Y'all attack those black kids and call them idiots and stupid. They don't know what they're talking about, but yeah, we supposed to be protecting black kids, right? But wait a minute, only if they're Democrat. But you had nothing negative, MarcLamontHill, to say about those, I don't know what the fuck to call them. When Kamala Harris invited them to have a basement party, didn't talk about any issues. They're in there remixing, twerking, weave, lace fronts, effeminate ass dudes, trans dudes up in there. But you ain't have nothing to say about that, didn't you? So I'm just kind of sick of all of y'all and sick of you. Been sick of you, Marc Lamont. Been sick of people like Roland Martin, Tiffany Cross, and Joy Reid, and Angela Rye, and Van Jones. All you y'all are awful people, and you don't speak for the mass majority of black folks. And y'all already terrible, but there's something about during election time. Y'all start trying to buck for a job in the White House. Ask Simone Sanders. They'll keep you there just for 6 weeks after the election. Then you can take your little bootleg, bought-off ass on. So they gave her a little half-ass job at MSNBC and canceled that boring-ass shit. So, we been hip. We already been hip to y'all game. Use the suffering of black folks. Use the downtroddenness of some blacks in our community so you can build yourself up with the white power structure, mainly Democratic. And anybody that's black who dares not to be a Democrat, y'all attack them. Shut the fuck up. But anyway, I just want to share that. Fuck you, Bruce Jenner, Caitlin, and fuck you, MarcLamontHill. O.J. Simpson, wherever you land is where you earned. Hey, I guess rest in peace, brother. I'll talk to y'all later. It's your man Rico the Opinionist. Hold on, y'all be cool. We'll talk in the future. Peace. Hold on.